name is Andrew Davis, and this is my YouTube channel. And I am in about 20 minutes, 25 minutes, going to be going live with Stephanie Stalls, who is a legendary model. Obviously, she's been in the adult industry for a very long time. She does a lot of stuff on the internet as a cam model, and she's an erotic dancer and a variety of other things. And I'm actually going live with her. We're going to have a very interesting, fun discussion about everything that she's done, everything that she's been involved in, everything that she does about the industry, maybe a little bit about, some session wrestling for Glam and a variety of other places. And I'm super excited for it because obviously when you get people like that on your show, we are going to be diving into different components of the industry. And she's an absolutely fascinating woman, and she's obviously a legend in the industry. And I've known her and have had quite a few interactions with her, and she is absolutely super stoked. We were supposed to do it on Thursday night, and she got delayed, and then I was watching the Knicks game, and so we're doing it tonight, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And I kind of want to just briefly talk about this, interact. I'm curious what you guys think, because when you get somebody in the adult industry, in the cam industry, in the erotic dancing component on a show, there's a lot of questions that can be spoken about. I have kind of a game plan where I want to talk a little about who she is, how she got into it. She was obviously, I think she got in around 2006, 2007. Talk about how the industry has changed, how it has evolved, how the internet has opened things up, doing adult content and things of that nature, versus even, the distribution of it, clips for sales, ManyVids, and even how camming has evolved and where the internet has taken it. And I think that's a really interesting discussion we're going to have. So I'm very excited for it. And I kind of wanted to preview a lot of this stuff because I think it is important to kind of talk a little bit about, this stuff and everything that's out there that we're going to be kind of covering. And I'm curious what everybody thinks and feels and what you, my audience, wants to know. Because obviously it's cool that I get to ask questions and I get to talk to her, but I'm curious what you all think and what you all want to know. Because that's part of this too, is that it's just not me and everything that I want to know. There's stuff that, hey, what question do you want to know? I mean, obviously she's a legend in the industry, and I'm not going to ask her something stupid, obviously, or something offensive, but I definitely do want to talk. Hey, what's up, Ian? Yeah, no, I'm just doing, a interview and a preview show with Stephanie Stalls, and obviously, I'm just kind of talking about who she is. That's coming out around 9:10ish, and I'm just throwing this out there, and I was kind of going through who she is, and I'm doing great, and I'm super excited for it. But I'm wondering what you guys want to know, because obviously I have a game plan with my questions. We're going to talk about her career and other things as I was stating. But if you have something you want to know about her and what she's done in modeling and the adult industry and how she even views it, or how she views men or masculinity or rock dancing or dancing in general or whatever you want to call it, that's kind of why I want to do this, because obviously I have questions, but I'm curious what everybody else has a question on and what they want to know. And if that question comes up or something of that nature, obviously I'm going to fit it in there. And that's kind of what I'm talking about. But I'm really excited for it because I love talking to a variety of different people on my show, whether that's a voice actor, somebody in the adult industry, a cosplayer, a comic writer, an artist, a professional wrestler, writers in general, maybe a crypto guy every once in a while, maybe somebody in business, or just doing a hangout with my good friend Keenan. And so that's something that I really enjoy doing. And so obviously that's kind of what I'm talking about here, is that, hey, what do you guys want to know about Stephanie Stalls, who has been in the dancing for, I think, almost 25 years in some fashion or another, in erotic stuff, in clubs, things like that, has obviously been in the adult industry, has done a lot of movies and a bunch of other stuff, as well as some other cool stuff that's out there. So that's kind of really what this is about. So if you guys have questions or you're curious, hey, what is Andrew and who's this guest he's doing and interviewing? I'm going to be on for another 5 minutes before, she's obviously, I think, backstage right now. Hopefully she's backstage and she shows up tonight. You never know, because guests are complicated. But that's kind of where I'm doing this, and I want to know what you guys want to know about my guest. Because I have questions and I have an idea, as I was stating, but clearly this is also saying, hey, I got a question that, what is this like for you, and this, that, and the other thing. And this is your opportunity. So yeah, so is why they chose the job and what they get from it. Other than that's actually a good question, definitely gonna kind of ask her how she got into it, and even what that is like. And we could also talk about opportunity and things of that nature. Definitely, hopefully, definitely want to talk about that. That's a great question. I think Ian, you said that, right? I think that was Ian who said that. If I got your name wrong, just say, Andrew, you got my name wrong, and I apologize if I did. But yeah, no, definitely, that's something that I am more than happy to incorporate in and talk about that. And you say, hey, how'd you get into this, and also what is this like, and even what opportunities did this create for you? Because that's also interesting right now as well, especially because this isn't the first adult entertainer that I've interviewed. Obviously, I've had people like Bella Madison on and Bella Rockefeller on, and a variety of other people. And once you go into one company, so I have a very good relationship with a company called Lingerie Fighting Championship. And one of the things that is interesting is that once you get into their system, there's other things that occur. And whether you're doing modeling or perhaps you have something else going on, and it's very interesting. So I did an interview with a CGI cam model called Sasha Nakamoto, and Sasha was the spokesperson for hentai.com, and she was also on StreamMate as a cam model. And one thing kind of benefited the other, and then the other thing benefited that thing, where clearly if you knew her from hentai.com and then you knew she was a cam model on StreamMate, you might come to StreamMate. And then if you never knew who she was, but you're just browsing StreamMate, camming, obviously you're like, oh my God, Sasha Nakamoto. Then you Google it and oh, hentai.com spokesperson. So that's something that is definitely going to be spoken about with Stephanie, and we're going to just talk about it. And we're going to have a fun interview. I think it's going to be a fun interview. I'm super excited for it. And, it's just one of those things where I just think that, again, I just want to know what you guys want to know, because I got questions, but you're my audience. And hopefully, you're going to enjoy this interview as much as I do. And obviously, after I'm done with the interview, I actually have another interview around 10:30, 10:40ish. But hopefully, I'm going to be speaking with Stephanie for 45 minutes to an hour. And we're going to have a good conversation. And then I'm going to do a post show, kind of talking about what you broke down a little bit. And we could talk about that. And I'm curious what everybody else thinks about it. And I'm going to try to get everything that I can get through this. And again, I got a bunch of questions. And I'm very excited for it. So that's kind of where I'm at. I'm super just enthralled that I'm like, hey, can I interview you? And she's like, yeah, let's do it. So that's one of the things that's also really cool, is that it just happened. And so I'm very excited about this whole thing. A little bit nervous. I'm not going to lie. I'm a little bit nervous. This is a little bit nerve wracking, without a doubt, anytime I do an interview. But obviously, she is very pretty. Is a good way to put it. And she's well rounded is another good thing. And we're definitely going to have a fun conversation. And I just hope that I am good enough to meet her stature, might be a good way to put it. So obviously that's everything that I got. Yeah, no, thank you, man. I really appreciate it, man. I think I'm gonna have a good time, regardless of how it comes out, man. Either way, I'm gonna have a good time. You know what I mean? I'm absolutely gonna have a good time with this, because when you get to speak to people in the adult industry and you get to interview them and they want to be on your show, if you're not having a good time doing that, you're doing something wrong here. So that's kind of everything that's going on, and I'm excited for it. And obviously, I'm definitely gonna incorporate or try to incorporate your question in. And yeah, so that's kind of where I'm going with this. And I kind of want to just do 10 minutes. We're probably gonna start around 9:05, 9:10ish, maybe even a little bit earlier, depending on how comfortable we are. But I'm probably gonna log off of this. Obviously, if you're seeing this or you're seeing it on the back end, this is the YouTube channel. It's also on Facebook. It'll probably also be on X or Twitter. So you could catch the interview in a lot of different places, but that's kind of where I'm going. But I just wanted to give a quick 10-minute update preview, and I'm probably going to see everybody in about 10 minutes or so, 10, 15 minutes. So stick around, log in, just hit the YouTube subscribe button, go right into the waiting room. You'll be there, and we're going to have a really good time, me and her and a bunch of other people. So I'm very excited for it, and yeah, no, I appreciate everybody. So I'm going to kind of just peace out on this one, and I want to say thank you to everybody who watched, and obviously we're going to be talking about this way after on the post show while I set up my next interview. So I will catch up with everybody in about 10 minutes, and me and Stephanie are going to have a great interview. And so thanks so much for watching, everybody, and I will catch up with you soon.